Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile with a message for everyone paying big wireless way too much. Please, for the love of everything good in this world, stop. With Mint, you can get premium wireless for just $15 a month. Of course, if you enjoy overpaying, no judgments, but that's weird. Okay, one judgment. Anyway, give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
Craving your next action-packed adventure? Audible delivers thrills of every kind on your command. Like Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir, where a lone astronaut must save humanity from extinction. Narrated with stunning intensity by Ray Porter. From electrifying suspense and daring quests to spine-tingling horror and romance in far-off realms, unleash your adventurous side with gripping titles that'll keep you guessing. Discover exclusive Audible originals, hotly anticipated new releases, and must-listen bestsellers that hook you from the first minute. Because Audible knows there's no greater thrill than the one that speaks to you. Discover what lies beyond the edge of your seat. Start your free 30-day trial at audible.com/WonderyUS. That's audible.com/WonderyUS.
Welcome to How to Survive, the show that teaches you how to survive the stuff that can kill you.
Like gas leaks, or lightning storms, or ketamine addiction.
And the stuff that just makes you wish you were dead.
Like bad graduation speeches, or a terrible roommate.
Yep.
Or when your BFF goes scorched earth on X.
Man, I hope that never happens to me, and I know it won't because my best friends are not on X.
Exactly.
They all left. We're all on Blue Sky now, so join the party.
So suck it.
Yeah, suck it, X. You know what doesn't suck?
Our theme song?
Man, listen to it.
Yeah. Man, listen to it.
So dumb.
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
Listen to it.
Ground is shaking under our feet. Mountains on fire, flooding in the street. Can't breathe the air, can't fight the feeling. Gobbling down Xanax ain't the way to be dealing. Gotta do better than just getting high. We gotta stick together if we're gonna survive. How to survive. How to survive.
Hello.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
We're back on Zoom.
My
Because-
fault again.
Yeah.
Whose life is the messiest? I think we know.
Yeah, I think it's yours. Well, certainly messiest in terms of barf.
Yeah, man, I've cleaned it up. It's like an obstacle course over here.
Oh. So Benjamin got a bug.
Yeah, a
And
real
somehow-
nasty bug.
Somehow none of the rest of you got it?
Not yet.
That's amazing.
Fingers
We think-
crossed.
Yeah, we think that's what it is. It could be something else, but he has, I would say, literally vomited up every color of the rainbow at this point.
Oh, baby.
Yeah.
Oh.
And in every room, because it comes on so fast, he doesn't realize. Like it's not like he'll be nauseated for a really long time and then no, it'll just hit him and then boom. And so it's been fun for
Hasn't
me.
had a bucket near him?
Well, I've sent him with, a trash can and with a trash bag in it when he's by the TV, but then he'll be like, all right, I'm going to run to the bathroom. And then just to go to the bathroom and then it'll hit him. And
Oh, poor kid.
so he's had a lot of issues this week.
When I was a kid and we were having sick stomach issues, my mom would give us a pan with a little bit of water at the bottom of it.
Okay.
I don't know why. I don't know if
Like a pan, not a
like
pot?
a pot.
Okay.
Not like a skillet.
Skillet.
Don't spill any of this.
Yes, it's gonna spray back at you because it's
Here's a
only
walk.
Yeah.
Here's a colander. Do with it what you will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't spill anything with your colander.
Was it to make it easier to clean up? Is that why the
Maybe.
water?
I don't know. I don't know why. It just popped into my head when you were talking about
That's
the trash
so
can.
funny.
You need to ask her why, because that's
Yeah.
making me want to throw up.
Because then she cooked in that again.
Well, I wasn't even thinking that, but of course. No, I was just thinking watery throw up. The exciting thing is tomorrow You get to go to Vegas.
Tomorrow it's happening. Tomorrow we get in the car and we're leaving in the morning, and our reservations are for Hell's Kitchen.
That's tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night. And then, yes, the big event, Coldplay.
The next night or the same night?
The next night, yes. So one night we do Hell's Kitchen, one night we do Coldplay.
Thank God he got over.
Yes.
Before Hell's Kitchen, he would have been so disappointed.
I know. I mean, he can eat a big steak at Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah.
Maybe Gordon Ramsay will be there. He can tell him he finally made beef Wellington.
Right.
You know, he can share that, and they can talk about, I guess, beef Wellington and steak techniques together, you know, just have a good chat.
Is it like a compliment if Gordon Ramsay cusses you out?
I would think so.
Yeah.
Although I don't think my son would like that. He wouldn't be into that. I think he would just start crying.
Yeah, I probably would. What was I going to say about, oh, shoot, skis, something about your trip. Oh, I know I told you about the Kiss mini golf.
Kiss mini golf, that you've done this?
Yeah, in Vegas.
Yes.
But now apparently there's a Kiss museum.
Oh boy.
I don't know that Benjamin would like it, but I thought maybe you would like it.
Oh, I'd totally do it. My son would be like, why are we doing this? Why are we not at the, what's the mart called? Supermart, Mini Mart?
H-Mart? Megamart?
Megamart. Yeah. I mean, if we go onto the strip,
What's the Megamart?
I don't even really know. It's like some bizarre thing that tween boys are obsessed with. Garen, have you a knowledge of this?
I've never.
You just know that you know the name of it?
Only because we've looked it up like 6 or 7 times.
Because we've talked about it so many times. We keep talking about it, and then
every time we talk about
our audience is like, "Oh my God!"
Sorry, listeners.
Women with dementia.
I have no idea. It doesn't even ring a bell. This is just something in
This is what's happening to us. We've had this conversation 72 times. Whoop, let me turn that off. Oh my God! Speaking of being
Megamart, I think it is.
Do you want to know what happened to me?
Yes.
It finally happened. It was, I don't even know how to describe how it felt, but I'll do my best. I was talking to Alex in her bedroom last night, and I was like, something's weird. Like, something's off. Mm-hmm. And I'm looking at her, and I'm just kind of like, what's going on here? And that's when I realized her nose was higher than my nose. She is taller than I am.
And it just happened?
I don't know. Like she hasn't been taller than me in the past. I just realized like either I got shorter or she got taller or both happened. I'm really just hoping she just got taller.
I'm sure she did. I mean, so she's what, 5'6" or something?
I mean, I think I'm 5'6", but
you're 5'6", okay.
But maybe I'm not exactly 5'6".
No, I think you are. But
I round up. Already both my kids have the same size feet as I do.
Okay.
Which I can deal with, because then it's like, now I can feel like, oh, it's not a waste buying them shoes. I mean, they kind of tear their shoes up anyway, but like, if they decide they don't want to wear them, I just got those shoes. You know, like that's happened where the kids will be like, I really want these Nike LeBron James, you know, and then they kind of stop wearing them. And now I'm like, well, they're mine now. But yeah, that was a really surreal moment. It felt so like sad, kind of, but also like interested. Like I was like, I know she was excited about it, but I was a little like, my baby.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's funny. Just yesterday, I was trying to remember when was the first time I realized Oliver was taller than me. I mean, I think it was because I was remembering when people used to post like, well, he's taller than me. And it was always like in 4th grade or something, like every person's son. And I'm like, still waiting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or like when you post about your kid and everyone's like, is he taller than you yet? And I'd be like, no. Mm-mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now he is, but. So guess what, guys? One more day of me having to get up at 6:30.
Forever.
Forever.
Well, that's what you think, because you're going to get a job as a toll booth worker.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
But you know what? The benefits are amazing. That's why you're going to do it, because the benefits are so good.
God, how do you get there? How do you get to the toll?
And you got to drive.
No, but I mean, if it's in the middle of a freeway.
Oh, where's your car go?
Yeah, or like, do you walk on the freeway for a given amount of?
I guess you have to get to your little booth.
How would you do that?
Carefully.
Maybe there's like a little service that drives. Oh, maybe there's a car that drives you to the booth and then drives you away.
I have a question.
I can't. Yeah.
And I want to get back to your last day of getting up early, because I'm fascinated by this. You know the big wind solar things out on the way to Palm Springs?
Yeah.
Windmills, right? That's what they're called.
Mm-hmm.
Are there people in those?
There's someone just cranking a crank, and that's what makes it move. It's not really as efficient as people say. I'm with the Republicans.
Trump's right. Well, there's room
I
for
don't think so.
You know, they have that big, like, long box thing below, like they're so big, you know, when you're looking at them, they don't look as huge, and then you get close to one and you're like, that thing is massive. Like, in the middle of the thing going up, there could be theoretically like a little elevator.
Interesting.
Inside.
I mean, I think if it were a Dr. Seuss book, there would be people inside, but I don't think there are actually. I mean, I don't know why there would be. I mean, the whole idea I thought is that it just
does itself. I don't think somebody's necessarily in there constantly, but like, I guess I just wondered, the interior is like, if it needs service, is it a thing that there's like an elevator and a person can go up, and then they're in that like box thing, and I have questions.
Maybe it's like in Pee-wee's Big Adventure when they go up into the dinosaur.
Yes.
And you're like, what? There's like a room up there?
Yeah, it doesn't seem like there could be.
No, but maybe there is.
Maybe
there is in the windmills.
Are you very excited to not have to get up that early?
I can't even tell you. It's the only thing I really don't like about being a parent is getting up early.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I don't have to do that because my husband does it and has.
I know.
And it is one of the best things about being married.
I've done it his entire life.
Yeah. It's Jimmy says it's one of the best things about being married too.
Jimmy does?
That he doesn't have to.
Because I get to do it. Yeah. I don't know why that it started with the whole feeding and somehow never changed. I don't know. Well, plus, when he was little, I did have to go to work.
Yes.
So there have been times where I've had jobs. So I don't know how this happened. I guess it's just a sucker deal for me. But in any case,
you got to have that time with him too.
Well, yeah. When he was little, like we used to do art projects before school. And now, you know, this is how we've watched all these shows together, is we watch them in the morning. So that's sort of our like fun time. So I don't like, I'm not actually resentful or anything.
Yeah.
But I do hate getting up that early.
Oh God, yeah.
So it's going to be nice. It's going to be nice. And I didn't have to today because today was senior picnic. No, that's tomorrow. Today was just picking up cap and gown from school.
Okay.
So yeah.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
You as well.
Did you see the thing that just happened with Elon Musk and Trump?
Oh boy.
So I
mean, I know they're in a big tiff, and you know, all of the Elon's drug uses. Sorry, that's my closet. I just had to check on the dog to make sure she wasn't eating my shoes.
I think did it just happen, Garrett?
I don't know if I know this. Break it down for me.
Elon Musk tweeted, no surprise to anyone, tweeted that Trump is in the Epstein files.
He says, I'll quote it for you guys.
Yes, please quote
it. Time to drop the really big bomb. He tags Donald Trump, by the way, is in the Epstein files. That is the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day, DJT.
They're in a fight. I love it.
So
we knew this was going to happen.
What started the fight? I'm very confused because the last thing I heard, he left and it was presented as it was amicable. So
clearly not.
He criticized the big, beautiful bill. Is that what happened?
Yeah. So then it went tit for tat. And now Elon Musk is going scorched earth. Like
I see. So what did Trump say in retaliation to the big, beautiful bill? Comments.
What did he say? Let me see if I can
I saw
find it.
something, but it didn't seem that, certainly didn't seem as incendiary as, was it about the drug use or something?
He was mad that they're getting rid of the electric car mandate thing. So he's like, that's why he's mad. He knew about it months ago. I don't know why he's all upset about it now. Like, so.
Oh, okay.
Oh
I mean,
my
I don't
God.
think, honestly, when I saw it posted, I was like, this is clearly like fake. There's no way this is real. And then I kept seeing people post it.
Which thing was fake?
The thing about the Epstein thing, that Elon would actually tweet that.
You didn't think he actually tweeted it? Okay.
I assumed it was one of those fake things. And then people kept posting it. And then I finally said, I was like, is this verified as true? And they were like, yeah.
It's real.
Guys, this is better than the Baldani Lively feud.
Yeah,
totally.
I'm convinced he's gonna come out and admit that they hacked and stole the election. 100%.
Awesome. Well, he said he wouldn't have won the election without me, but that could just be interpreted as all the money he gave him.
Right. He also said,
when you say that they stole the election, what do you think? Do you think that many people didn't vote for Donald Trump? Or
I think they literally changed the results of the election because his Starlink shit was attached to dozens. That seems like crazy, but voting machines were using Starlink to do whatever they do, I guess. So this sounds conspiracy crazy.
Yeah.
100% admitted. I understand that. There's no other way that Donald Trump could have possibly won this election. It's not. There's no way. It was definitely
interesting.
Fucked with. Because he said it. Elon has said it himself. He just said he wouldn't have won without me. He said something else I'm trying to find.
Well, the kid said, his toddler said something to Trump about you didn't win or something.
That's right.
But I mean, you can't that's not going to hold up in court. But
I can't find it. He said something else about without him, this is what would have happened.
By the way,
juicy.
This will have zero effect on anything, of course. I mean, no one's. I think that he's in the Epstein files.
I think the Epstein files would, if they came out, could reveal the most egregious stuff about Donald Trump that we've ever heard, and it would not matter.
Yeah, I tend to agree. It'll just be called fake.
But because no one's going to prosecute it. No one's going to do anything about it because they're all in his pocket.
There's so much heinous stuff that's already been revealed about him that I'm like, if you already are still on board for this creep,
right?
What's it get like? You found out he had sex with some teenagers or sexually he raped teenagers essentially.
I mean, he raped his own wife said he raped her.
Yes,
and they don't care. I mean, she took it back, but
we saw in the film. Which was, you guys, did you see the film?
Loved it. The Apprentice.
I thought it was incredible, but they said it was actually worse than what we portrayed in the film.
Yes, I think I did see that.
And I was like, that was awful to see.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I mean, again, the gossip is wonderful, and I'll enjoy these two megalomaniacal drug-fueled idiots tearing each other apart. Yeah, just ketamine and Adderalled out, like ripping each other apart because they're both like narcissistic, psychopathic idiots, who are out of control. But I don't think it's going to matter for who's ruling our country.
Someone on Facebook said Elon and Donald fighting is the gayest thing to happen during Pride Month.
They're not wrong.
No, so bad.
Oh my gosh, you guys. Do you remember that we talked about on an episode about deadly mushrooms, the Beef Wellington murders? That trial is happening right now.
Good. We asked for updates.
And I have been doing a little dates for my own self about
This is in Australia.
This is in Australia, and The Guardian is like doing sort of minute-to-minute updates.
Love it.
And it's been pretty fascinating, as you would expect, because she is a bit of a mess. And it feels like they have so much evidence against her. They're like, so we have photos of a dehydrator with death cap mushrooms on scales in your house. Would you agree these are death cap mushrooms? And she's like, yeah. And they're like, it looks like the scale is being used to measure their toxicity for a human's consumption, like to see how much it would take for a human, to die. And she's like, well, no, that's not what I was doing. But like, it's literally like, man, you are bad at trying to kill people.
You Googled how to kill in-laws, mushrooms.
Yeah. I think it's not looking very good for her.
So she killed her in-laws, and it was attempted murder on her husband, or what was it?
He wasn't there, but he
wasn't there.
There was a history that maybe she had tried to kill him a couple times in the past. She killed 3 people. One of them survived. It was like her in-laws, the parents, so her former spouse's parents, and then one of their brothers and that their spouse. And one man survived. And I don't know if it was her father-in-law or the brother-in-law. Okay. But like, it really, and then she like threw the dehydrator in a bin.
Yeah, I remember that.
There was a tip that was like, I don't know if she must have told somebody, because there was a tip off that was like, and then they found the dehydrator with traces of death cap mushrooms in it. And like, she just lied about that then. So she's like, well, I just felt like me having a dehydrator with death cap mushrooms would make me look bad. So then I lied about that.
Because I did it.
I didn't know they were death cap mushrooms. And I just was trying to make the dish more flavorful. Like, it's.
So is she saying, so she's not disputing that she provided the death cap mushrooms and that was the cause of death. She's disputing that she did it on purpose.
She is. Her basic argument is like, yes, I put the mushrooms in. Yes, I dehydrated them. I just thought they were regular mushrooms.
Gotcha.
And I didn't know they would make people sick. However, it seems, and maybe I'm mixing this up, she had bought death cap mushrooms, I think, from a market.
You can buy them from a market?
I think so. Now I'm getting mixed up.
Is that what the market in Vegas is?
That's what we're gonna get.
Whatever it is.
That's what we're gonna get. Watch out!
I just sent you guys a courtroom sketch of this.
Oh my God!
Testifying.
I've got to open it right now.
That looks like me. She needs some eye work.
She looks like
Danielle. That does not look like you.
Do you remember when that? This was years ago when I don't know who it was, but they tried to clean that artwork of Jesus, and then she just painted over it again. That's what she looks.
Yeah, that is my favorite. Face. For some reason, that story tickled me so much. I mean, not that I want classic paintings to be ruined, but you know it, right, Chris?
Is it? No, I don't think I do. Where they tried to fix a painting?
Like someone accidentally, they were cleaning it and they accidentally removed some paint. So they like went over it, but it looks, I mean, it's really comical. It's Jesus, right?
Yes.
But it's like if a 5-year-old tried to do it. It's so funny.
Oh no. Was it really valuable?
I don't know if it must have been.
It was a Jesus fresco.
Right.
Sounds expensive.
Yeah, here, I'll send it to you.
The picture is just because it's like, why bother? It's like, leave him without any eyes.
It really does look like her now that I'm even looking at it.
Okay, do you see it? It's amazing.
That's the same thing?
I don't know if that's the same thing because.
Oh my God. That's hilarious.
I mean, it's so bad though. There's like not even he like real
No
Jesus
one's
has
gonna
a
notice.
mustache.
Who's gonna know?
And
Who's
this
gonna
guy
know?
doesn't have a mustache.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Nobody, I mean,
It's-
nobody's going to notice
It's
this.
too good.
Oh, it's so
Well,
funny.
should we take a break and then come back?
I love taking breaks.
Okay. We'll be back with How to Survive Something right after this.
We sure will.
Welcome back.
Hey,
Our break was just spent here.
I didn't even leave my closet.
I didn't leave my chair.
I might stay here all day.
How is Frances doing in the closet?
You know, she's asleep
Nice.
outside of this closet.
Oh.
So she's not eating another pair of my Tivas or reading glasses, luckily.
What are Tivas again?
Sandals. She's gone through 2 pairs.
That sounds expensive.
It is.
Shit. Gosh.
Yeah. Poor me.
Frances. For you, Frances. Okay, are you guys ready to learn something today?
I hope I do
Yes.
learn something.
All right, we are going to learn how to survive a bad roommate.
Ooh, yes.
This was also a listener suggested topic.
I hope it doesn't happen to Garen.
I
Yeah,
hope
what's the
not.
story on that, Garen? What's the movement?
So far, so good.
What do you mean?
Well, he's moved basically everything in.
We didn't know that last
Oh,
time
I
we
thought I
talked.
told you guys this.
No,
Yeah,
last
yeah,
time
no.
you talked to us, you said it was like 95%.
Yeah, it's basically he's moved.
It's 100.
Yeah, it's 100%. He's just not going to
Awesome.
be here for most of July. So
okay. But he's
I told him he
moved-
could pay half the rent for June and July, and then he'll pay full rent in August. So
Nice.
because he's
Does
not
he
going to
have
be here the whole
pets?
time. No, no
Okay.
pets, no pets.
So some of this is written for like college kids moving in together, but it basically, most of it's all the same. Like, you know, for just a regular roommate.
This could
Okay.
apply to Oliver.
Yes, I thought about that. Yeah. Coordinate and compromise on routines. Are you a quiet bookworm paired up with a living embodiment of a tornado, or a night owl dealing with someone who wants lights out at 8 p.m.? Can you imagine? 8 p.m.? Or in a cruel twist of destiny, are you shackled to a roommate whose taste in music turns your head into a maraca? Oh, what if Oliver's paired with a Coldplay fan? He will lose his shit.
Oh, no.
He will never see the inside of that dorm room.
He and Benjamin would not make good roommates.
No.
However, he'd always eat well.
Yes, he would, except he doesn't eat meat a lot.
I think Benjamin could make some really nice ravioli for him.
Oh, he'd like that. Okay. Navigating extreme differences like these aren't easy. It calls for a blend of compromise, proactive problem solving, and a whole lot of patience. First things first, establish a solid understanding of each other's routines and coordinate your schedule to minimize disruptions. Flexibility here is key, and compromise isn't always about meeting in the middle, but finding solutions that accommodate everyone's needs and preferences. Yeah, I can imagine even if you're an adult moving into, you know, an apartment with more than one room, you still might want to kind of coordinate or at least know what the person's schedule is to some extent.
Sure.
Set rules and boundaries. No roommate is perfect, so even if you do get along, you'll likely encounter some issues. That's why it's important to set rules and boundaries straight out of the gate so everyone's on the same page. And why not write it all down?
Good idea.
Garen, why not? So,
Why indeed?
Yes. Who's going to do, how do you split up the housework and the chores? And so then you don't end up being resentful because you're like, oh, I'm doing all these things and they're not doing as many things.
yes. So if things do get a little weird, you have something to refer back to. Here are some important starters you might want to consider. Quiet hours, guest policies, how, like, oh, yeah, my, parents are coming in town and staying for 3 weeks. What? How you'll divide any payments, who's cleaning what and when, and privacy preferences. Communicate early and often. Healthy communication between roommates is pretty much the glue that holds everything together. It prevents misunderstandings, diffuses potential problems, and develops mutual respect. So if your roommate does something you're unhappy with, address it early. And by early, I mean soon after it occurs, not necessarily in the moment. For example, if your roommate ate your leftovers, it might be a good idea to talk about it when you're not so angry.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
is
that-
a Nice portmanteau. Hangry.
Oh, yes.
Do you know that portmanteau is not only two words combined, but also an old-fashioned word for a suitcase?
Didn't know.
Doesn't that make any sense to anyone?
What are the two words? Are they French?
No. Portmanteau is the description of two words put together, like hangry, brunch.
Oh.
That's a portmanteau.
I see.
Benifer. Like it's
ScarJo.
Yes. Well,
not anymore.
No, that's her name. That's just
right.
Her name.
So it's not a portmanteau.
She's still ScarJo.
She is. I was thinking that was like somebody she used to be with, but it's really now it's.
Yeah. She used to be with Ryan Reynolds.
Scarco.
Yeah, Scarco. Oh, they should call her Scarco. They don't.
They should do Scarco. Why don't they do Scarco?
Yeah.
Well, no, it could still be ScarJo because Jost.
Holy shit. ScarJojo.
ScarJojo Rabbit. Oh
and
my God.
She was in Jojo Rabbit.
This just keeps working on so many levels.
ScarJojo Rabbit.
I'm worried that Garen isn't doing a list now and setting up a good start to this new roommate situation. And now he's going to have a roommate that's like banging people every night and smoking meth in the main room in front of Dexter.
Okay. Not in front of my dog.
Exactly.
See?
It's not
no
appropriate.
meth in front of my dog. That's my son. No
That's
meth.
what I'm worried that this is going to happen and you haven't set up the boundaries in advance. Do we need to draft up a contract?
Dexter actually likes him, which I'm surprised. He lays next to him, and he doesn't even lay next to me that often.
Okay.
You're avoiding the question. Are you going to set up some ground rules?
Deferring.
Oh, we've already talked. We've already been doing that.
Good.
Yeah, we've been.
Okay.
Okay, good.
Yeah. We're working out. It's gonna be good.
Do you think that every time Garen lies is when Nicole pops on his head to let us know we need to push back harder?
So
no,
since we're all on Zoom, we have different backgrounds, and Garen has Nicole Kidman's head from the AMC thing, right?
Yeah.
But for some reason, it just keeps popping in and out.
She's my thought bubble.
She's your Jiminy Cricket. She's your
She
Condolee.
is. You
should take on Jiminy Cricket.
Keeping him honest.
Okay. Be a good roommate. Be the roommate you want to have and lead by example. Clean up your pizza boxes, share the remote, and try and keep things quiet if you know they've got a big test the next day. Okay, that's obviously if you're, a kid. Contributing positively to your shared space is a great way to avoid the drama. And if you can see they're having an off day, it's not the time to remind them to do the dishes. Instead, ask if there's anything you can do or if there's a small way you can help. It will keep the peace and show that you care about the relationship. Find an escape. Having your own little hideout is everything. Even if you're doing all you can to create a happy living situation, your roommate will still get on your nerves every now and again. So if you feel like you're fixing to flip out, leave the space before you say anything you might regret.
Oh, like a little fire escape where you can do your drugs.
Exactly. Like don't do meth
in front of the dog.
The dog.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Go back by the dumpster.
Gonna say he learned it from you.
Yeah.
Yeah, go by the dumpster.
That's learned it from watching you, Dad.
Yeah. That's where everyone's doing the meth anyway.
Yeah.
You'll find your meth friends there.
God.
Exactly. Stepping away from a situation and getting some breathing room when things feel tense will make a big difference. Know when it's time to go. Not all living situations are resolvable or something to laugh at. If you ever find yourself feeling unsafe or uncomfortable with a roommate, it's crucial to prioritize your well-being. Open communication is the first step. Address your concerns and let them know how their actions or behaviors are impacting you. If the situation gets worse or keeps happening, don't hesitate to involve your RA or the appropriate student services. Again, but this makes sense. It's that time of year. People's kids are going to college.
Who am I going to involve though if I don't live on camp? Like I don't live on campus and I just live like if I'm just 34 and still have a roommate, which was true.
Well, you involve the authorities if it gets to that place, or you just move out.
Yes. That's good advice.
Yeah. Document any incidents and keep a record, as it may be useful if formal action becomes necessary. Trust your instincts. If you sense immediate danger, contact local authorities or campus security. Give yourself grace. Sharing a space with someone new can be challenging. You're not necessarily going to be living with your BFF. But if you can avoid writing any passive-aggressive notes, flipping a lid over every unwashed pot, and addressing the bigger issues you do have often and early, you might just find it all bearable.
Danielle, did you have a roommate? I know you did in college, but besides that, as like living in LA, did you have roommates or did you mostly live alone?
So I think I've told the audience before about my roommate in college.
You did.
One might understand why I never had a roommate after that.
Yeah.
She went crazy, punched out a cop, cut all her hair off in the bathroom, left it all over the ground. She literally like had not a psychotic break, but she was manic depressed or bipolar.
She had a mental health crisis.
She had a mental health crisis all over the bathroom and all in my grill. She had a mental health crisis up in my grill.
Was the worst thing she did leaving that hair on the floor?
It was pretty awful
That
because
had to be the worst.
yeah,
Danielle likes a tidy space.
I'm not that tidy, but like it was weird. It was because we had our own bathroom in our room.
Yes.
It's the only great thing about that living situation. Yeah, she was just very, very odd and unhealthy. No, so when I moved to LA, I got a studio apartment. So I lived in the studio until I moved in with Jimmy. What about you, Chris? Did you have a roommate?
I only had roommates until I think I met you when I was on the Dish, and I had a studio then. But before that, I just could never afford it because it was too expensive. And so I had many different roommate situations. I had never like awful. No, I lived with two guys.
Okay.
And a house.
Like a reverse Three's Company situation.
Yep. And they were cool and chill. And then I lived with two other guys, and they were cool and chill.
Wait, no hanky panky ever happened with these guys?
No.
You didn't want to.
No.
They were neither dumb nor hot.
Nope. They weren't like repulsive. The first two guys I lived with, one was in like a long-term relationship, and the other guy was just like, nope. And the other two guys I lived with were like a lot younger than I was, and not in a way that was like, yeah, this is gonna happen.
Right.
And I think also like one was in a relationship, and one was like, I think he had a issue with alcohol, and we never saw each other. We were like all in our separate rooms a lot of the times.
Okay.
And then I had a roommate that I lived with for a long time, and we became, we were friends, but we had some skirmishes, I would say, like some issues where it was like, please stop telling me to watch The Secret. Like I'm not gonna fucking watch it. Like it's, and I think from her defense, I was the one that had the breakdown. I was your cut all your hair off in the bathroom. Like it wasn't that extreme, but at one point she was like really mad about all the different guys I was dating. And at one point she said to me, she was like, who are you going to see tonight? And I was like, I can't remember. Like I said, John or something like that. She's like, oh, well, I'm surprised you can keep track. Ew. And I was like, that feels pretty slut shamey.
Do you think she had a thing for you?
Oh, no. I think she was lonely and not having a lot of success in the dating world.
I see. So she resented your attractiveness and your appeal and your dating.
Yeah, but like, I mean, she's beautiful. It was, I think the difference was she wanted to be in a relationship, and I was like not in that space of my life. And so I think I wasn't putting out energy that I wanted to be in a serious relationship. And I think it's easy to just date. You know what I mean? Like if you're like, hey, I'm game to hang out.
I guess I never did that casual dating thing.
I mean, I did that for a good amount of time. And like,
I did, but it wasn't intentional.
I mean, I think that was what she was going through.
Right. Yeah.
Of like, I keep getting my feelings hurt and I keep getting my heart broken. And I was like, do. I was kind of the one, I think I was doing that.
But why do you say that you had a breakdown? It doesn't sound like you had a breakdown.
Well, I did have a lot of mental health struggles, I think, in that time period. And then so I was probably the one.
And you kept trying to get it fucked out of you?
I did.
The
Yeah.
struggles?
Yeah. I was
Is that
like,
what the secret is?
yeah, well,
That's what the secret is. You just have to visualize.
that was my
someone
secret. That was
fucking it
my
out of you.
secret. I was like, can this get fucked out of me?
And
And look, I'm fine.
It worked.
It worked, guys. It worked.
Wait, Garen, did you have any roommates from hell?
I had my old roommate is an extremely very close friend of mine, but he remains to this day that, and he is a roommate from hell at times because he was militantly vegan. And at one point, I don't know if I'm sure I've told this before, but
Maybe.
I was going to have a barbecue for some reason. I don't know if it was the ask. I don't know what it was. And my friends were going to come over. We were going to grill. And he said, no one is grilling in this house.
Oh, come on.
And then he destroyed my grill.
What do you mean? What did he do?
He destroyed it. Like he went into it and broke everything he could find. He broke. He threw shit into it and just whatever.
What?
That's crazy.
And I was so mad. You guys have never seen me mad.
No.
And I had to leave and take a walk. I had to walk around my apartment, like around the block. And when I came back, like on the way there, I was like, it's on. And I thought in my head, I'm going to say this. I'm going to walk in there. I'm just going to give it to him.
Uh-huh.
And I walked past my friend Eric, who was coming over. And I was like, you don't want to be here for this. Get out.
What did you do?
You might want to just go home. I walked in the apartment and I started grabbing all the shit of his that was in the living room and throwing it down the hallway.
Oh my God.
Throwing it down the hallway and like, rah, and he comes out and goes, I'm on the lease too, you know. And I said, I am the lease.
I am the least.
Famous last words.
I am the lease.
Those are fight words. I am the least. I don't know what that means, but that's funny.
It's very Breaking Bad.
Oh my God.
Right.
But wait, weren't you going to grill outside?
Like on the balcony, like I have a grill on the balcony. It's like a gas, this isn't a cheap grill. It was my ex's mom's grill actually. And then just destroyed it.
Wow.
So,
And were people already there when this was happening?
No. I think we ended up
canceling
it. I don't even think it.
How did
Eric was here. Like he was worried. He's like, I don't think I've ever seen you like that. Because I don't hold grudge. I let all that shit go. Once it was done for me. There's no point in holding on to that. You know what I mean? It was stupid and it's a great story. So,
but didn't you ever make meat other than the grilled? Weren't you making meat on a regular?
It's just at this particular time he had decided to be. I don't know why. Maybe he was upset about something else and was turning it this way. Like I don't know.
Holy moly!
Yeah, I am the least. I was proud of that. I was proud of that.
I
put that on a t-shirt.
Okay, let me continue. Develop a plan to handle visitors. Talk about how you will handle friends coming over and intimate visitors. Conflicts are more likely to occur when it involves an intimate partner. Set up a system that both people are comfortable with. What is the time limit for guests? Can intimate visitors spend the night? Intimate visitors. That is like the worst. It sounds like a Lifetime movie.
Right.
Oh my God. Let's write Intimate Visitors.
Oh my God.
Somebody has to die.
Oh, it's for sure a murder. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's dark.
Someone had too many intimate visitors. And her roommate said, how do you even keep track? And then there's a murder. I want to watch it.
Yes. Wait, speaking of that, let's take a time out for a second to plug your scripted podcast.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. Lady Killers. You can watch it. No, you can't.
You can listen to it, though.
You can listen to it. Go to Jet Road Studios presents Lady Killers.
And it's really funny, and it's such a clever concept. It's a show within a show. They're hosting a podcast they're hosting like a serial killer podcast, right?
Yes, it's a true crime podcast that only focuses on female killers.
Right.
It's Madame Bovary isn't the one they were talking about, right?
It's actually it's actually a true, Madame Bovary is a classic novel from literature, Garen. Very nice pull, but they're focusing on a true serial, like considered the world's first like female serial killer. From
She drank blood. What was her name then?
I can't remember it now because I have Madame Bovary stuck in my head. It's like trying to think of a name when there's another name in your head. I'll think of it. But from the 1500s, who was supposedly drank the blood of her victims. But that is a real story and a real real history.
Are all the female serial killers on your show going to be real?
Yes.
Oh, so there's enough, really?
Yeah.
No
well,
idea.
it's not. It's just women. It's just women who kill.
Not serial killer. I'm sorry,
killers.
I keep saying serial killers.
No, it's okay.
Right. Murderers.
But I just called my brother the other day. This is a little sidebar about the show because I was like, I should probably tell him like a character is based on him.
Oh yeah,
because he might come across like it's on social media now, right? Like I promoted it on my own page. You know, maybe he is on social media, like, and I was like, hey, I just want to let you know that there's a character based on you. It's, it's not like, it doesn't make you look bad, but like, it's a comedy. It's not you exactly, but I just wanted to let you know. And he's like, yeah, that's cool. Just out in my garage cleaning my tools. And he goes, yeah, I mean, if it was exactly me, I don't care, whatever. I don't give a fuck. All right. And I go, well, I was thinking maybe I should call mom and tell her just so she knows that the mom isn't her because the mom's kind of awful. I go, but she's not going to listen, so it doesn't really matter. Like, I don't need to tell her. Like, she's never going to listen.
Don't tell her. It'll just bring up more problems than
I know. It's just going to make it more.
Yeah.
Anyway,
she's going to think it really is based on her. And
yeah, right, like the conversation's going to be so awkward because she gets so uncomfortable if I bring up anything ever that I do. And uncomfortable that
weird.
I go, why do I have to make myself feel uncomfortable?
No.
I could just not talk about it.
Yeah.
So,
it's Elizabeth Bathory.
Thank you. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah. Elizabeth Bathory. So the murders are real.
Well, that's exciting. That's really cool.
Thanks.
So say one more time where you find it.
You can find it on Jet Road Studios Presents.
You're saying Jet Roads.
Jet, Jett, like jet. Ooh.
Roads, ROADS.
Jet Road, no S. Jet Road Studios Presents. And I had linked it in one of our newsletters. And yes, if you guys listen, it really helps because I'm going to try to sell the whole series and make it out into the world so that it can be an entire series.
Yes. Okay, so please, everybody listen to it.
Thank you.
Okay, picking up after intimate visitors. How will you notify the other person that you need privacy? A rubber band on the doorknob, a symbol on your name tag. I don't know what that means.
Symbol? Oh, that must be like a college thing.
I don't think college kids walk around with name tags. Plus, how would you see it?
I know. It's when you have like a work conference and you want to cheat on your spouse and you let the other people at the conference know.
You put a little purple dot on your name tag?
Yes. Oh my God. Can I tell you something embarrassing from a conference I went to? Speaking of.
What conference did you go to?
Oh, I used to have a regular job, remember, in my 20s?
Oh, I thought you meant recently. Okay.
No. So I had to go to this conference for OSHA certificate. Like I was I was certified OSHA representative of the factory I manage. And I had to go to Pittsburgh for a week to go sit on an OSHA conference. My life was so fucking boring.
Oh.
And I ended up like hanging out with these two dudes just because they had a good sense of humor. But like they were married guys. They were probably, 33 and I was 25. Mm-hmm. And so they were just jokey and funny or whatever. One of them was kind of flirty with me, but like I wasn't responding to it. I was in a relationship, whatever. But I think he like thought that something was going to happen. Mm-hmm. And then I accidentally, when it was a break to go to the bathroom, walked in on him with his dick out in the men's room. And I was like, oh, hi, hey, sorry. And then I was like, now he really thinks I want
course.
something to happen because it seems like I did it on purpose. Like it was so fucking awful and weird. And then like I had to basically not hang out with him the rest of the time because
God.
I accidentally put this weird fuck vibe out by walking in on his dick out. Like
You just can't keep track of all the men you
I can't.
put
His
the
dicks I accidentally
fuck
see.
vibe out for. Yeah. Oh my God.
Okay, that's my conference story. I'm sorry.
That's a good one.
Oh, I think this is coming from the angle of a dorm with like just 2 beds in it, you know? So the name tag is probably like right outside the door where maybe their names are on the door. I didn't go to dorms, so I don't know.
I'd never
That
stayed
makes
in a
sense.
dorm.
Yeah.
So that must be why they're like, well, tie a rubber band or tie a thing around a tie around the
Tie the
thing,
hair you
'cause they
just
don't have
cut
their
off.
own. They don't have their own rooms.
Yeah, right. Okay. Determine a lights out time. Okay. Well, you can figure out what that means. Compromise if they're vastly different. Okay. Talk in person. An in-person conversation is much better than texting or venting on social media. It is easy to interpret what someone has said when you are only reading. It is easy to misinterpret what someone has said when you are only reading their words. You do not see any of their body language or facial expressions. People also will say things over text that they would not say to your face. That's funny because I get a pit in my stomach every time I text someone that I've said something that's going to make them mad or that they'll misinterpret it. Not every time. That's an exaggeration, but I'd much rather talk in person.
Text can be tricky.
Yeah. Focus directly on one problem. This could be studying or talking on the phone with all the lights on while you're trying to sleep, using all the hot water in the shower, or not cleaning up. Try to talk to your roommate about this one big issue and offer a suggestion for how to make it better. Okay. Talk about the behavior, not the person. You may say, it's hard for me to sleep when you talk on the phone late at night, instead of you're rude and disrespectful when you talk on the phone at night. That makes sense. Focus on the behavior and how it makes you feel. Your roommate may not even realize how their behavior affects you. Listen to your roommate. Once you have told your roommate the problem and how you feel, allow them to speak. Your roommate has different perspective than you and may say something that you have not even considered. When you listen, ask yourself what you would do if the situation was reversed. Okay, develop a solution together. I think we can figure out what that means.
Also, just not for nothing, you could replace roommate with like
spouse,
partner and spouse for all of this, like, or just significant other that you're living with, because all of this is good communication for being in a romantic relationship. And
not the same thing. Yeah. Yes.
Honey, when I want to have sex, I am going to put a sock in the door so you know not to come in.
If it's a green sock, it's not with you.
Yeah. And it's always a green sock, motherfucker. Yes.
The solution may be to have designated days the partner can come over and we'll skip that. Try to keep an open mind. You and your roommate may not have much in common, but that does not mean that you cannot be friends. Work on trying to appreciate your roommate's differences and enjoy the experience of getting to learn some new things while living with him or her. For example, your roommate might be a fan of sport you have never taken an interest in, a type of music that you don't enjoy, or a hobby that you have never heard of. While your roommates, I would love to know what is a hobby I've never heard of. Like what fucking weird. I have this hobby where I take dead people and put them in poses. Like
I do stuff with them.
Yeah, I do stuff with them.
Oh, I've heard of that.
Did you say
impress
sidewalks?
me?
Sidewalk scraping, yes.
Oh, gross. While your roommate's engagement with these interests might get on your nerves from time to time, remind yourself that learning about these new things is something that not everyone gets to do. Try to be grateful for the experience. It might also be helpful to remind yourself that living with a roommate is a temporary situation, but it can lead to a lifelong friendship. My dad used to tell me about this roommate he had where I'm not sure. I think this is the guy who cracked his nose and it drove my dad crazy. We were like,
oh,
and he had all these coins that he kept. I guess they were collector's coins. I'm not sure, that he kept in his drawer of his dresser. And my dad would rearrange them. Like every time the guy left the room, he would rearrange them just to like drive the guy crazy.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
Your dad is delightful.
Yeah. Okay. So now is a bunch of
yes.
silly stories. Are you ready for some silly, crazy stories?
I love a silly story.
Okay. These are all small little like anecdotes. Dude kept falling asleep while smoking cigarettes. I got mad every time and woke him up. He bought me a fire extinguisher at a yard sale one day. He thought it was the best joke ever. He fell asleep one night on the couch. Cigarettes rolled off onto the carpet. Carpet caught fire. Couch caught fire. His shirt catches fire. He never woke up. I woke up having smelled it, grabbed his gag gift, and pulled it out. His shirt and hair were gone. He was okay. Never even went to the hospital, but he absolutely would have died if I hadn't been there and had that fire extinguisher beside the bed. I moved immediately.
Good thing it wasn't a prank extinguisher and he
Right?
shot confetti at him. That would have been it.
I mean, imagine that the guy's like, yeah, okay, I'll put my cigarette out. Ha ha ha. Like, thinks it's a big joke.
Wow.
She
Good
poisoned
Lord.
my food.
Oh,
She started out with harmless pranks like putting salt in my jello before it set. Then she put bleach in my pasta water. Like I wouldn't fucking smell bleach noodles. She would steal my underwear, wear them during that time of the month, and put them back in my underwear drawer unwashed.
whoa. This person sounds psychotic.
Psychotic.
Haha, got you.
I mean, it's crazy. Here's another one. I spent years fucked up being afraid. Oh, no, this is the same one. I spent years fucked up being afraid of food and people. I already had a bad relationship with food because of my mom. This made it so I wouldn't eat at restaurants or my friends' food they cooked to share or eat anything that wasn't in a tightly sealed package.
Oh my goodness. Poor thing.
Yeah. Here's another one. He allowed his homeless friend to move in without my permission and didn't tell me. After several weeks, it became clear that he wasn't going anywhere. This man would be super loud on Xbox Live playing video games until 4 a.m. He would leave awful messes in the common area. I assumed that my roommate didn't want to tell me he was gay, and I felt uncomfortable confronting the 6'5", 300-pound man in my apartment sleeping over every night.
Uh-oh.
Eventually, I said something to my roommate, and he said, "What do you mean? He does pay rent." Apparently, he thought it was fine to let his friend move in and split their part of the rent 50-50
No.
without even talking to me about it. So he thought that
Wow.
was paying his share of the rent.
Yeah.
Then I overheard them talking, and after finding out that I was trying to get this guy kicked out, he said that he was going to take care of me by putting something in a jug of sweet tea I had in the fridge. I moved out the same day and filed a police report. I mean, if you're going to
Holy
poison
cow.
someone, do you tell them ahead of time exactly what you're poisoning?
I mean,
Yeah.
I hope that if someone poisons me, they're going to tell me ahead of time.
Yeah. I lived in a house with a guy who let his friend hide from the cops in our basement. The friend had shot and killed 2 people in a robbery.
Holy shit.
Okay.
I think we need some better screening
Yes, right.
for roommates, maybe. And Garen is like noticeably nervous right
Yeah,
now.
you're like all pink.
Yeah, I gotta think about some things.
Yeah.
I mean, my roommate's, he's a good guy. He's
Yeah.
Christian.
Well, you know him, right? He's a friend of a friend.
Yes,
Yeah,
I've known
it's-
him for several years.
I roomed with a couple that hid their pregnancy from me until I signed the lease. They knew they were expecting, but also knew that nobody wanted to live with an infant. It was another 5 months of living there after it was born. They were the worst fucking roommates beyond that, too. That was just their biggest offense. Can you imagine? Like, oh, we're coming home with a baby.
Oh,
Okay. I included this because I had one that brought home 2 rats as pets, and we ended up with 29 rats in what felt like no time at all.
Wow. It's so brave of you to read that.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's good. I think that's progress.
Thanks. This one's good. One of my roommates worked for True Green Lawn Care and signed me up for service without my knowledge.
Whoa.
We lived in a house and there was 4 of us. Somehow he got the bright idea to steal some of my information and sign me up. I owed hundreds of dollars to True Green and they sent me to collections. I was pissed. I called True Green and told them what happened. After weeks of trying to get the problem solved and talking to multiple people, they finally closed my account and fired my roommate. Okay. This is another one. He got drunk with the neighbors, then accused them of stealing his cell phone. Then he slashed their tires. I woke up to the neighbors banging on my door with guns, but the little shit had already left. His cell phone was in between some cushions in my house, by the way.
Wow.
I have a few, but one that really stands out. I was living with 7 guys in a 4-bedroom house in San Francisco, 1 bathroom. Worst place I ever lived. Covered in mold, rats everywhere, etc. Was cheap and we were broke. We actually, it was actually super fun until Jason moved in. Jason must have been on the spectrum, which I was sympathetic to, but it didn't make living with him any easier. First night, he came into the kitchen from a run wearing nothing but short shorts, grabbed my milk from the fridge. I love this, the way this guy describes this. Must have been a half a gallon in there. Chugged the whole thing straight to the dome. That made me laugh. Then put the milk back in the fridge and asked, is there any more milk? Running and then wanting to drink milk. Weird.
Who goes for a run and then wants milk?
It's the sweet, refreshing, creamy milk.
Milk.
He used other people's towels. We told him, this isn't an Airbnb. We have our own towel. He stopped using a towel at all and just walked around buck naked, dripping shower water.
Ranted that's not so bad.
That may be for you, but yeah. Ranted for hours, alternating between extreme delusions of grandeur, I am the greatest financier to ever live, and extreme self-loathing, I am worse than a cockroach. Got kicked out of his coding boot camp, presumably for behavioral reasons, so started walking around the house all day. When we would come home from work, everything would be moved around, including our rooms. Oh my God. Nothing. This is like my dad. Nothing ever went missing. It was just like he's been in our rooms and tried to make us notice. Or not notice. To this day, I shudder to think what he was doing in there.
It's a little like living with 12-year-olds.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. So I just thought those were some.
Those are great.
Those were terrific.
Anecdotes / horror stories.
So fun. It just, hearing those kind of stories, I also feel like, I always feel relieved that I'm like, I've been pretty lucky.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You go, okay, yeah, we've all been through some stuff, but golly, people have really been through some stuff.
Yeah. I mean, it's like this banana times.
Crazy stuff. It's like you think you've had experiences and then you go, well, that didn't happen at least. Not yet.
Yeah.
Thank goodness.
I think I got my whole all awful experiences done with that one roommate and was like, okay, where is a single? I want to live alone.
Yes.
I can't take this.
Yeah, you could score a single when they were still in reach.
It was $550 a week. I mean, a month.
Yeah, they were like, that was when I moved out here. That was how much it cost to just have a room.
Wow.
In a place, that like
right.
There was no getting a single, and by the time I could finally get one, it was I think like $1,200 or $1,500. Like I think I was paying somewhere between $1,200 and $1,500 a month.
My first apartment here was $650, and it was a 2-bedroom, 2-bath.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
but you were not in LA.
I was LA. In Panorama City.
Yeah, I mean, you were not. You were far out.
Yeah.
Holy
you
cow.
Get the great view of the panorama.
Yeah, you get the panorama. You're paying for that.
Why is it called Panorama City? Is there some great view or something?
No.
It's so weird.
They were like, how do we give this a name that makes people think it's something?
It's not awful.
There's a mall.
Panorama City Mall.
Panorama Mall.
Okay.
All right. Well, we will be right back after this with what did we learn today?
Well, I can't wait. Hey, Danielle.
Hey, Kristine.
Are you ready to learn what we learned today?
So ready.
After 18 years, Danielle's sleep-in era is finally here. It's noon or nothing.
Excuse me, 17. But yes.
Thank you for correction, Corner. Yes, there are people, specifically wind turbine technicians, inside wind turbines.
What?
Particularly during maintenance, repairs, and inspections. They access the turbine through ladders or lifts, and their work often involves accessing the nacelle and other up-tower portions. Oh my God,
so they're not like hanging out in there all day. They go to
They don't live there.
Yeah.
God, I'm going to find a TikTok on this because I want to see the inside of those turbines.
Oh, that's a really. I bet you there are people who like squat there, like who don't have anywhere to live and just live in the wind
Live in the-
turbines.
Oh.
Yeah,
That's a
It's
fun
like,
idea.
It's a little windy, but other than that, it's a great
Yeah.
place. It's quiet.
Get your steps in if there's no elevator.
Right.
God help you if your roommate listens to shit music.
Boy. I mean, at
Right?
least there's noise canceling headphones now.
Well, we know because I've watched the Pedro Pascal commercial 7,000 times promoting them. Good communication could probably solve most roommate issues. It can also likely prevent them.
It's,
Oh, do not tell Chris to watch The Secret. Just don't do it. Let's be honest. Are there any problems that you can't be... Oh, I'm sorry. Let me take that again. Let's be honest. Are there any problems that can't be fucked out of you?
good point.
Speaking of that, I just started Dying for Sex.
Yeah, I don't have Hulu.
Oh,
I
how
heard
is
it's
that?
really good.
I like it. I haven't gotten to our friend Rob yet.
He's on it.
Yeah, he's got, I think, a very prominent role. But I have not, I've gotten through 2 episodes. I think he's probably going to show up in the 3rd. It's really good. I like it. I've been staying away from it because I was like, I don't want to watch a show about death, but it's really good. I like it a lot. And it's a lot about sex, and that's kind of fun.
That's funny because my friend just started watching Catastrophe.
Yes.
And she's like, I love them so much. She sent me a picture, like, I love them. And I was like, oh, my co-host knows him and his wife. And she's like, well, I can be friends with them, right? And I'm like, yeah, I mean, they live in England, but sure. And she's like, okay, sure. If I write them a note, they'll want to be friends with me.
I'm sure they'll want to be best friends with her, just
Yeah.
as long as she knows that that is not him.
That he's not the character?
He is not his character.
Oh, well, I don't think you'd want to be the character, right?
I think a lot of people think the character is him. Do you know what I mean?
Do you think he's very different from his character?
I think so. Yeah.
It's been so long since I watched it. I don't really. I just remember that he drank a lot and could be a jerk sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, I think he's sober, so he definitely doesn't drink a lot.
Yeah.
What happens at a Pittsburgh OSHA conference stays at a Pittsburgh OSHA conference.
Yep. Truer words.
Well, not anymore because I spilled the beans.
You broke that rule.
I sure did.
They're not coming back.
Also, what happens at a gaycation stays at a gaycation.
Oh my God.
Can't get over that.
Guys, if you are not, that's a good plug for our Patreon, because if you guys are on the fence about joining our Patreon, we talked about this insane Am I the Asshole? If you guys aren't familiar with AITA on Reddit, it's Am I the Asshole, where people share it's like an advice column essentially, where people share a personal story and then Reddit listeners weigh in, because that's where you want to go when you have the most personal story to tell.
Yes. Of
your life. And there's a story down there about a woman who's married and her husband's pitch of a gaycation that is so off the rails.
It's the word audacity comes to mind.
For
Isn't that
sure.
a word young people use now? The audacity.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds very much like the youth would be using that.
Yeah.
I told my son a little bit about it on a walk.
Oh, yeah?
Just the idea of like, we talked about this on the show, and this husband pitched this gaycation to his wife. He goes, oh, yeah, I've heard of that.
What? But he means he's heard of gay people going on vacation, not the straight part.
Don't know what he meant when he said that.
You got to ask follow-up questions when your kids say this crazy shit.
I'm a little afraid to sometimes, Danielle.
Fair.
You know, it scares me a little. So, anyway, if you guys want to hear that, don't forget we always have a free trial for people who have not joined our Patreon yet. You can do a 7-day free trial. And you know what? I think once you do that, you're just going to want to stick around.
Exactly.
Because you're going to listen to that one. You're going to be like, oh, I heard there's a lot of scandal on there's a horse episode that maybe got more listeners and maybe got some people to leave. Some people are like, fuck that. Like, that's too much. These girls took it too far.
Too far.
I did see an Instagram of a horse the other day. We were all laying in bed together watching cute dog videos because the kids couldn't sleep, and they all kind of came piling in. And Sven brought up some cute dog videos. You know how it is. You can't stop them. And then suddenly this horse appeared in the timeline, And it was such a beautiful horse. I immediately thought of those men. And I was like,
Those men would like this horse.
I was like, that horse is so fucking hot.
Yeah.
Like, I can't believe that horse. Maybe it was AI. I'm going to try to track down the video and you guys can, I think you're going to be like, yeah, I'm pretty horny for that horse.
Yeah, I'd do that horse.
I would do that horse. Or like, I want to be that horse. I want to look like that horse. Because it was, honestly, it was the best looking horse I've ever seen.
Wow.
I know, that's a big statement I just made.
Yeah. Okay, well, this has been fun.
I was wonder what you were going to say. Like, this
No, I
has
was just trying to
been
think if we had anything else to discuss, but I don't think so.
punishing. This has been punishing.
Interminable.
Tiresome.
This has been time I'm not going to get back.
Interminable. And I guess until next time, remain
calm.
Sure.
sure.